Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 5th and 6th grade May concert. Thank you so much for being here. If you could please take a second and silence any electronic devices you might have. Tonight you're going to hear 3 different groups, the 5th grade orchestra, the Saline Middle School Fiddle Club, and the 6th grade orchestra. We're so excited you're here. We are going to start tonight with a lovely piece entitled Detour, which was a piece that we've been working on to work on our ensemble skills and playing as an orchestra as we get ready for the 6th grade ensemble experience. Here is Detour. We hope you like it. Ladies and gentlemen, they opened the cases for the first time in September. They have been working so hard this year. I hope I can speak for Mr. Garrison and myself and tell you we've just had a blast working with Heritage this year with this 5th grade orchestra, and they have come a long way. This next batch of tunes we're going to play for you, we're going to play 4 familiar melodies, that's the word I want, 4 familiar melodies, and each one of them has a different finger pattern in it to kind of teach some new skills. So we learned our major pattern, we relearned our major pattern. Can we just set up our Lydian pattern real quick? Just put your instrument out, set up your Lydian pattern. We won't make any sound, just Lydian pattern. Good, and then let's switch to our minor pattern, which we're gonna use on Pirates of the Caribbean. And then our Locrian pattern, which we're gonna use on Jeopardy. Put that first finger all the way back for that E flat. And then we're gonna end it with our familiar major pattern and a familiar cartoon tune, The Flintstones. So we hope you enjoy our movie medley. All right, sorry for the delay. We had a little bow emergency. We wanted to make sure that student was okay. So that was our movie medley. That was hours of work. I should mention that this is one of the few times that this group of students has been together as one group. They meet in two separate groups at Heritage 5A and 5B. Raise your hand if you're in 5A. Cool, and raise your hand if you're in 5B. And this is the first time they played together since string playing, and they're doing an awesome job playing together. So much fun to have all of these students here together. Our next tune is called Bohemian Stomp, and it's another one we work on for our ensemble skills, and I think you'll figure out pretty quickly why we call it Bohemian Stomp. We hope you enjoy it. just a little behind the curtain, we rehearse in a room with carpet. So that has been a very underwhelming on the stomp, stomp, stomp. And if you could tell by the look on their faces, it's way more fun to do that here on this stage. So thank you, that's Bohemian Stomp. We're gonna end our 5th grade portion of the program with one last tune. It's a classic fiddle tune, and this has 3 ways we're gonna do this. We're gonna play the tune all together, and then we're gonna play the break, which is kind of an expanded version of this fiddle medley. And then we're gonna play the tune with a bass slap accompaniment. So 3 times here on Cripple Creek. We hope you enjoy it.